I'm talking to you dirty ass Democrats today. Well, your dirty asses every day. You people are responsible for everything that's going wrong in this country. That's right, I said that. Everything that's going wrong in this country. We know what particular party is trying to get this country back on track. But this is my problem with you Democrats. Everything that's going wrong in this country that's violent, that is you. That is you pushing your ideology to separate everybody, keep everybody separated either by race or by violence. That's your history, and you still continue to do it today. The problem is the people that believe that the Democrats have their best interest at heart, those are the problems that we see publicly expanding across the country. The little white girl that got killed in North Carolina, you're responsible for her death. The black girl that got killed by an illegal and thrown off a bridge, you're responsible for her death. The white kid that got killed in Colorado was stabbed in the chest by a black man, you're responsible for that. The no bail policies, you're responsible for that because that allows the criminals to get back on the street in your blue states. And then you have a problem with the National Guard coming in and making that community safer, and you to come out and tell people that's not a good idea to be safe. You're responsible for everything that happens after you send out that message. You got these kids talking about attacking the National Guard? I dare you. I dare you. Watch what happens. Find out. Because they will let you know a new version of lead poisoning. You Democrats are the worst of the worst when it comes to representing a community of people. You use people, you exploit people for your own personal power. You haven't done anything to help the people that you so-called lead at all in the past 4 years. Ask one of them to tell you, what has the Democrats done for them? Not me, them in the past 4 years. Nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. All they want to do is talk, and can control the people in those communities. Why do you think blue states are so bad? Because Democrats do not know what they're doing. Why are blue cities so bad, even in a conservative state? Because the Democrats don't know, once again, what they are doing. It is proving time and time again, Democrats do not know how to run the country. Who has proven this? A conservative president who happens to be a businessman. Why was Democrat so bad under Barack Obama? Because he didn't know what he was doing. Why was it so bad under Biden? Because Biden didn't know what he was doing.
He wasn't even there.
So you Democrats should not be in power. You have a different agenda than the conservative presidents. To a conservative president, it's about running the country and running it as a leader and effective while running it. All the Democrats know how to do is just running into the ground. We've seen that 2 times now with the last 2 Democrat presidents. We're always talking about surveys. Well, the surveys are in. Democrats do not know how to run this country. Democrats do not know how to run blue cities because they are the cesspool of every state.
He's absolutely right. If you heard a lie, let me know in the comment section if you heard a lie. Name a blue city that is thriving right now. Name a blue city where the streets are safe. Name a blue state that is thriving right now. I can't think of one. Everywhere these people are in charge, it's a sugar honey iced tea show. They run it into the ground. Everywhere. It is crazy. This brother was cooking. And the thing is that you guys, the American people, are saying the same things. Now, we know the economy isn't where we want it to be at. Unemployment rate is high. Unemployment rate is higher right now for black folks. And it's high right now for white folks and Hispanics and Asians. I think the unemployment rate is about 4.5% across the board, 7.5%, for black Americans. It's not great right now. But I have faith in the president that things are going to turn around. But what we do know is that there is zero solutions coming from the left. The only thing you're going to hear from those guys is Trump bad. That's it. Trump bad. That's it. No solutions. And when they were in office, what did they do? They ran the country into the ground and they used the media as cover. But the data is here. The midterm terms are next year, and we're going to continue to put our foot on their necks. Just because Trump is in office, we can't let up. We got to show up and show out in the daggone midterms to make sure that these people do not achieve the power that they want to achieve. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. I got a couple clips to share. Let's keep going.
What do you think?
What are we seeing? Donald Trump being underwater, Democrats saying, oh, this guarantees us we're going to fly high in the midterms. Let me tell you, this guarantees you nothing, because at this particular point, the Democrats are the New Orleans Saints of political parties. What are we talking about? Trust the Dems or GOP more on the economy? Who leads on the economy? Republicans by 7. Immigration, Republicans by 13. How about crime? A big issue for Donald Trump and the Republicans. Look at that. Lead by 22 points. So the bottom line is this. At this particular point, the ball may be on the ground, but the Democrats have not picked up the ball and running with it. If anything, at this particular point, it's the Republicans who are running with the ball on the top issues, the economy, immigration, and crime.
Give some context on this. Compare this when Republicans last took the House.
Yeah, let's compare it back to 2022. I think this kind of gives away the game right here. Okay, the GOP is more trusted than the Dems on the economy. It was 12 points in 2022. Slight decline in that lead, but still 7 points. How about immigration? It was Republicans by 3 back in 2022. Look at this. The Republican lead's actually gone up by 10 points. What are you doing, Democrats? My goodness gracious. And on crime, the Republicans were up by 13, and now they're up by 22. The lead, again, expanding by nearly double digits. So whatever Democrats are doing, it ain't working, Kate. It ain't working. Republicans have the lead on all three issues.
What?
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, the economy isn't where we want it to be at in the sense of jobs. But when you look at the stock market is up. It just hit an all-time high when mainstream media and a bunch of Democrats out there said that, hey, the stock market would crash. That was a lie. We also found out that the jobs that Biden said, that the Biden administration said were created last year, we found out that was a lie. So when you look at the numbers, the president can only do but so much with what he came in here and what he came to work with, right? And there was a lot of people being hid or that were hiding in these government positions that we really didn't need to hire in the first place, but that was a way for the Biden administration to cover it up. Now, when it comes to immigration, we all know that immigration is an issue. The numbers are out. We know how much money has been spent on illegal immigrants. And we know that these crazy people are out there protesting for illegal immigrants, even though they're costing us boatloads of money. And when it comes to crime, Democrats out there keep telling us that crime is down. The only problem with that is that the people that live in the crime-ridden communities, they don't see the difference. And thankfully, we have independent media out there that will get out there and speak to the people. They'll get out there and they'll have these conversations. So it's not just the narrative that mainstream media wants to feed you. Nah, that's not it. Now they're getting the narrative that comes from the people. And that's why these numbers are what they are right now.
What's the reason that you are finding so far that's driving this?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's all about the center of the electorate, right? You win with independents, you win overall. And what do we see right here among independents? Republicans still have a point lead on the economy. They got a 10-point lead on immigration. They got a 21-point lead on crime. The bottom line is when you look at these numbers, Democrats should call their offices because at this particular point, even if Republicans or even if the public doesn't like what Donald Trump is doing, they ain't necessarily liking what Democrats are doing. And it ain't just a referendum on one party. You actually have to go out and beat that party. At this particular point, Democrats are not able to beat Republicans. They still
and again, this isn't as Donald Trump came into office. These are numbers from this month.
These are numbers from September of 2025. We still find that the Republicans leading on all three of these issues. And, of course, this economy will be the key. If Democrats are going to win, they're going to have to likely win on the economy. At this particular point among independents, you see that 1-point lead for Republicans. And overall, at least according to the Washington Post, they hold a 7-point lead on the economy overall as well.
Well, you got to expect that as we get closer towards the end of the year, we just had a Fed rate cut. As we get closer to the year, there's already been a multitude of announcements of investments in our country. I expect that things are going to pick up in that first and second quarter of 2026. I expect it. Everybody's going to, let this year play out. There's going to plan, plot, and strategize in quarter four. And I would expect that you're going to see higher ratchet up, because I would assume that there's going to be another Fed rate, and then there's that money that's being invested into our country, and more companies are going to be ready to hire. They're going to be ready to innovate. I'm 100% here for it.
I have a question for you. What unites the left wing? What makes the left wing come together in community? Because with the right wing, it's obviously Christianity and their collective commitment and love for Jesus, and also nationalism. They are nationalists. America, flag, nationalism. Where for me personally, when I think of national, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. So we don't have a unifying glue in the left wing that binds us together. What is it? What brings us together? What do you think?
If I had to answer that question, I'd have to say it's their hate for America and their hate for Donald Trump. And the thing is that President Trump is only going to be in office for a couple of more years, right? A couple more years. And then who will they turn their attention to next? Who will be public enemy number one for the Democrats next, right? They've been leaning on Trump bad, orange man bad for a decade now. It hasn't really worked well, but these people, they don't stand for anything. And when I say these people, I'm talking about the Democrat Party. They don't stand for anything. They're fractured and they're all over the place. And the thing about those of us on this side of things, we believe in the Word of God. We understand that Jesus is King. And we are about putting our country and our nation's citizens first. Makes it easy to unify around that. Makes it really easy to unify around that.
If you voted Democrat like I did, you voted for a party that does not exist anymore. This is not the Kennedy Democratic Party. This is not the party of people that want to give back to their community, that they believe in kindness for everybody, equality, and acceptance. None of these things exist anymore in the Democratic Party. I am ashamed of the Democratic Party, and I have been for a long time, which is why I consider myself an independent now. And here we are, it's 24 years after 9/11, and we are in no better shape than we were on that day, except now the war is inside of our country. The war is us against each other. We have lost our way in the United States. Democrats and liberals and people that are all like, peace and love and equality and unity have come onto this app to say the most horrific things about this 31-year-old man. And in Washington, they asked for a moment of silence, and Democrats were audibly booing and refused to stand for this man. I don't even recognize the United States. I really don't. We're a laughing stock to many other countries that are looking at us saying, like, are you all okay? We're not okay. We are not the United States of America. We are divided. We are clearly divided. And if the murder of Charlie Kirk does not prove that, I don't know what will. Honestly, I don't know what will.
I agree, understand her sentiment. We are fractured in this nation. We are. And it's unfortunate, but it's really a situation where it's the dark versus the light, the good versus the evil. That's really what this is about. When I think about those, on the left, and you think about what they support, their agenda, everything about their agenda, it's wicked, it's demonic, it's evil, everything about their agenda. And the thing is that when you see these people, they have a look in their eyes. When they get the talking, they have a look in their eyes. You can see it. There is a demonic spirit around that party and that demographic of people in this country. I know the left, they want to separate everybody by, gender and sexual orientation and race. But the real divide is on those is really around those that believe in the Word of God and those that don't. That's the divide. It's really that simple. And I'm talking about those who truly believe. I'm not talking about the chinos, the Christians in name only. I'm talking about those who truly believe and those who don't. It's simple as that. But like I said earlier, we have to make sure that we keep our foot on the necks of evil. We can't let up. We can't just be satisfied that President Trump won last year and that he's in office for the next three and some change. That can't be. We have to win the House and we have to win the Senate next year. The midterms are extremely important. And the reason why they're extremely important is because of rhetoric and the agenda of characters like this guy I'm about to pull up now.
One thing to understand, as people who are flirting with the Trump administration or doing the bidding of the Trump administration or engaging in the pay-to-play schemes of the Trump administration, the statute of limitations is 5 years. Donald Trump and this toxic administration will be long gone, but there will still be accountability to be had. And that process, of course, begins now, but it will not be complete until perhaps there is an independent Department of Justice, certainly an independent House of Representatives in Democratic hands. The Department of Justice is one of the great institutions in law enforcement in the history of this country, and Donald Trump and these extremists have been destroying its integrity.
Like I said, we got to make sure that this dude never becomes the leader and the Speaker of the House. We got to ensure that that happens, because he is letting it be known that if they get there, if they get the opportunity, one, they're going to be a thorn. They're going to be a thorn in the administration's side for the remainder of that time. The other thing, they've also let it be known that they are going after everybody that didn't get on board in a lockstep with them and their evil, wicked agenda. What more evidence do we need? I don't think we need any more. But I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe, turn the notifications on to all so you never miss an upload. Consider supporting the channel by joining the ARP family, or you can buy your brother a coffee. The link's in the description box below. I appreciate the love, the support. Join us Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for ARP in the morning. Keep God first, stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. Peace.
We won't stop. I won't quit. Stand for the truth. No counterfeit. Real ones rise. Let the fake ones split. Repent for the lies. Let the darkness live.